Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel, We're the Movie Couple. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And this is our review for Finding Ohana. In an unexpected change in her summer plans, Pili finds herself in Oahu going on an epic treasure hunting adventure. Directed by Jude Weng. Finding Ohana. When I first saw not even the trailer but the movie poster, I had to tell him we need to check out this movie or this trailer immediately because it reminded me so much of The Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, we watched the trailer, which we'll put up for you right over here. You can click on that and then come on back to this video. It gave us major Goonie vibes. We both grew up watching Goonies. We love Goonies. So this was, it felt like we absolutely needed to see it. Obviously, there was a bit of a difference. There was Pili and her brother Ioane. And so Pili is kind of really cute because they established in the beginning that she is a geocaching like champion, and she's
digital treasure hunter.
Got a knack for solving clues and treasure hunting, and you know, she's like active. She can ride bikes. She can do all these other like cool like John Wicky things, as they say in the movie.
Some John Wick fancy business.
They actually have a lot of modern day pop culture references, and John Wick is only the beginning of it. So, and I just love that they had that kind of consistent little gag throughout the entire movie.
Yes, Keanu is a national treasure, and he is mentioned a lot. Yeah, mentioned a lot in the movie, and I loved it. And as Dustin says, because it is set in modern days, there is a lot of pop culture references that I think all of you will enjoy. And also, if you are fans of the Goonies, this is certainly a love letter to Goonies. Like, there's a lot of shots that was like, that's Goonies and that's Goonies. And there's a couple of little things that we won't spoil for you. But I feel like if you've watched the trailer, or by now the movie's been out on Netflix for a little while, I think you already know exactly what, you know, reference / cameo we are talking about. But it does start out with Pili and her brother being in New York, and she's geocaching, and she's just come off a win at the one of the biggest geocaching.
And she was going to be so excited because she was going to go to this summer, since she won the geocache contest, she was going to be able to go off to this awesome summer vacation, and she was like, this is going to be the best summer ever.
Cut
and
to
then,
Hawaii.
Boom, the door of her car closes and goes, why are we spending all summer here in Hawaii?
Yeah, so basically her grandfather...
Actually, I apologize, Hawaii. They
Hawaii.
made a very good point on making sure that everyone pronounced it like that.
The correct way. So her grandfather actually lives along over in Hawaii, so they decided that, Mom decided that they were going to go back and visit Grandpa and stay with him for a little while because he just did have a heart attack. So she wanted to make sure that she's there to kind of look after him, watch for him. And upon returning to Hawaii, they're realizing that there are some financial issues as well. Like the house could be gone, and so it's a mixture of, you know, treasure hunting Goonies type adventure, as well as solving this like huge family conflict and how to come together. And for the most important part for me was for the siblings Pili and E to embrace the Hawaiian culture, which I like second to the love letter and all the references to Goonies. I loved how much they try to incorporate the Hawaiian culture, the language, a little bit of the food, not too much of the food, but definitely like the language and the culture. And I really enjoy seeing that. And of course, the landscape of Hawaii is just so beautiful.
And also, I love the fact that they were really kind of pushing you into that Hawaiian culture, but also they did a good job on representing how Pili and probably a lot of other native Hawaiians who have moved off of the island feel when they are in, you know, mainland America kind of thing, where they were like, Pili knew how to speak Spanish because she
grew up in New York.
Yeah.
Because she's the much younger one. Her brother, I think, was born and raised for a little bit in Hawaii before moving to, I think. Sorry.
But the fact is that she is, her heritage is Hawaiian, but yet when she's in mainland America, everyone's like, oh, you must be Mexican. And she was like, she got tired of explaining to people that she wasn't Mexican, that she was Hawaiian, so she just learned Spanish.
Which, I mean, it's great, but also at the same time. Yeah, like it's interesting that they touched on that. And of course, in order to, you know, she's got a knack for treasure hunting. So kind of while
It's her passion.
she's a bit upset at the fact that she's now having to spend summer in Hawaii. There's no Wi-Fi. There's not a lot of like modern technology in Grandpa's house. She's just like, why am I here? She comes upon this journal that seems to tell of lost Spanish gold, and so her use of Spanish also really came in really handy because a lot of the journal was written in Spanish. And
I found it funny that there were two parts of that book. That there was Hawaiian and then there was Spanish.
Right.
She had to go through the Hawaiian word by word, translating it, and then the Spanish was like, oh, I already know all of this. But when her grandfather finds out that she had kind of snagged his book,
Right.
he was like, it took me forever with the Spanish. I had to go word by word and it took forever. But he already knew the Hawaiian, so telling the two generational struggles with language.
Yeah, I like that, and that kind of you can see that sort of sparked the relationship between the two, because I'm feeling like because she didn't live on the island for a long time, she probably had limited interaction with her grandfather. So it was nice to see that two of them were kind of like of kindred spirit and for the treasure hunting, and they both wanted to go on an adventure and things like that. It was cute. So Pili realizes that, hey, if this is real, if this journal is real, I can follow the clues
And find
and I
treasure.
can find treasure, and it can help save the whole financial situation. And that's kind of where the movie takes us on an adventure of, so without getting too far into it, they do go on a very epic adventure. You've got your Goonies references, there's some Indiana Jones references in there for you. I love seeing that, and then you also saw a little bit of the family conflict, kind of on the adult side of things.
And I really do like that, is that there were a lot of parallels between Finding Ohana and Goonies. The fact that, the house, their family house was in trouble financially. The sibling rivalry. The finding of a lost treasure that was hidden away in the parents, grandparents, like secret treasure trove, so to speak. And they did a really good job in making this a really cute story between family and the struggle between the difference in heritage. And that's what really moved the story forward for me, was that great parallel between family and heritage.
Yeah, it was really cute. I enjoy the kids watching them, trying to solve the clues and discovering whether it's a trap or they go into the next part of the cave and seeing what cool things that they uncover there. So I liked watching that a little bit more than I enjoyed watching the adult stuff, because I felt like they focused on it just a little bit too long. I felt like it took the spotlight away from the kids. I understand that it was important to establish why Kelly Hu's character left the island in the first place, why there's a little bit of a conflict between her and her dad, and things like that. But I felt like they focused on it. If they focused on it a bit less and gave us more of the kids and the treasure hunting, I think that's kind of what I would say if I had any criticism for the movie, because whenever they went back, I felt like they lost the pacing for the movie when they would go back. Not saying that it wasn't important to show the relationship, but I felt like they kept on trying to touch on it instead of like touch on it and then let's move on. They kept on giving us just very little bit of information at once, at a time, and then cutting back and forth, so you kind of lost that like pacing that you had. But otherwise, it's a very, very cute watch. You don't even have to like the Goonies to enjoy this movie. It's very cute. It's a very family film, friendly. Pili, the actress, I'm not gonna pronounce her name correctly at all. Kia Pihu, I think. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But she's actually a dancer, and this is her first like role.
Yeah.
This is
so
her
she's
first
mainly
role. And I thought she was just so adorable.
She was really cute. And they really did focus more on her and her brother.
Yes.
And their backstory. And then they kind of threw in a little bit with the two new kids. I have to admit, the redheaded kid.
Casper
was, I like that kid.
Keep your eye out for him. He's going to be in many other things. He's adorable, as well as the Lindsay Watson who played Hana. Super, like I think we're seeing like new stars being born here in this Netflix movie. So with that said, that is our non-spoiler review for Finding Ohana. Let's go ahead and give our rating as if we were to have seen this in theater. What is your rating?
I'd give it a stream it. I thought this was a really cute movie to see at home, and then you could right afterwards see Goonies. That is one thing that I do.
And Indiana Jones.
And Indiana Jones. That I do think that Goonies did a little bit better than Ohana. That they, in the ways of like being able to tell more of a story than in less time.
Yes.
I think with the problems that you had talked about, to where every now and again they would kind of talk about, you know, the relationship between the mom and the dad, and it just wasn't as interesting as it was between like going on the kids' adventures and wanting to follow them and learn more about the story, what behind the treasure and everything. And I wish they would have kind of focused a little bit more on that and given that a little bit more of an Indiana Jones vibe. Kind of like how they talked about it, and I just think that Goonies did a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would have loved to see this, and I know it's made for Netflix and everything, but just seeing the landscape of Hawaii is really cool, and I'm just kind of imagining seeing it on the big screen. That would have looked really cool as well. My rating is also stream it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think if you, you know, after work, if you're sitting down after you have dinner, you want something to relax and a fun, free-spirited movie, this is it for you. If you like a little treasure hunting and solving clues, this is it for you. A lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and I do recommend giving it a watch on Netflix. So you guys, there you have it. That is our review. Those are our ratings. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this one. Go ahead and like this video, and of course, we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.